when Oswald's in the theater, and according to witnesses, he's like going from person to person to person in the theater. He's like getting up and he moves like 4 or 5 times, going next to the people in the theater. It's like he's like waiting for orders or waiting for a handler or something.
In fact, Jack Davis that I interviewed was an 18-year-old kid. Now, picture this. You're an 18-year-old kid, and you're off work, and so you're in out of school, and you're going to go see this war movie. So you go to this theater, and it's got 900 seats in it, and there's only about 20 people in there, and they're scattered just all around the theater. So you go and sit near the back over in the right section by yourself, and the next thing you know, this young fella comes in, squeezes past you, and sits in the seat next to you. He's going like, what's this? What does this guy want? But the guy doesn't say anything, and pretty soon, just within moments, nobody says anything, so he stands up and then scoots past the guy, goes out and goes across the aisle, sits in the middle section over there, third row, third seat, and so this guy kept his eye on him because it's like, I wonder what he wanted, and then pretty soon he saw the police come in, saw the house lights come up, and they all came up and grabbed him. It was Lee Harvey Oswald, okay? Mm-hmm. So not only was Oswald in there apparently trying to make some kind of contact, but sure. He also, Jack Davis said that he had just gotten in the show and settled down, and the feature had started, and it started at 10 after 1, which means that he encountered Oswald in the theater minutes before Officer Tippit was shot. Oswald didn't do it. He was in the theater. Right. And the Butch Burroughs, the assistant manager of the Texas Theater, has confirmed that to me, too. If you go check his Warren Commission testimony, he talks about how somebody sneaked into the theater about 1:30, and he heard the doors open, and he went around to collect a ticket, but there was nobody there. And he thought that whoever had slipped in might have gone up to the balcony. And that's what he's quoted telling this story in the Warren Commission. That's why everybody thinks that this is how they got on to Oswald, because they figured somebody had slipped in the theater without paying for his ticket. But when I went and sat down and carefully interviewed Butch Burroughs, he said, yes, all that happened, but that was not Oswald. He said Oswald came to the theater shortly after the show opened at 1 o'clock, and that, in fact, he came out and saw him moving around, which corroborates Jack Davis's story. And then he said he came out and bought popcorn from him. So here's another witness, alibi witness, can place Oswald in the theater when Officer Tippit was shot. So see, this throws the whole Officer Tippit shooting just up in the air, because all these years they've argued, and I've heard people say over and over, well, if he wasn't guilty of shooting the president, then why did he shoot the cop? Okay, right. Well, now we can just turn that around and say, well, since we can prove he didn't shoot the cop, maybe he didn't shoot the president, like he said.
Oh, man. So let me get this right. So Oswald's in the theater buying popcorn. I mean,
yep.
and he's going from person to person, like waiting for a handler. Obviously, yep. He's a patsy. Obviously, he's been set up. Now, were any of these people interviewed by the Warren Commission who saw Oswald? There you go again.
No, Jack Davis wasn't interviewed. And Butch Burroughs, like I said, had told of 2 entries, and they only reported his account of 1. The whole thing's just screwy.